those intense wildfires, blood orange skies, snow in September.
As if 2020 wasn't strange enough already, this was the morning commute over San Francisco's Golden Gate Bridge this week.
Kind of spooky, perfect
Apocalyptic is probably the right term to use. You know, every year they say this is the worst fire season ever, and it is. Every year builds on the last one, it seems like.
Yeah, it really does.
Parts of southern England were hit by a 3.3 magnitude earthquake this morning. The tremors gave these dogs and local residents a shock, shaking houses in Leighton Buzzard, where the epicentre was recorded. It was felt by people in Bedfordshire, Buckinghamshire and Hertfordshire. There were no reported injuries.
Oh! Lord have mercy! Oh, so who can feel the heat? Oh, you can feel the heat. Oh. It's so hot. Oh my God.
It only started 2 days ago.
A rare earthquake rocked people this morning in New Jersey. This one was 3.1, hitting central Jersey, the epicenter in East Freehold.
A lot of people, I was going up to them and saying, did you feel the earthquake overnight? And they're like, what are you talking about? What earthquake? Like, yes, there was an earthquake. It's not often that we can actually feel one in New Jersey, but it did happen.
The quake reportedly was felt in parts of New York and Philadelphia as well.
It just shook.
My entire house was shaking. That's how I'm broken.
My wife and the dog and myself jumped out of bed.
A 3.1 magnitude earthquake centered near Freehold, New Jersey, woke a lot of folks up last night, including Amy Carr. In fact, it was her dogs acting nutty that woke her.
So I went to wake up my husband and he said, oh, you just had a bad dream, go back to sleep.
This morning, Ryan decided to check his surveillance video.
I went back to 2 a.m. and you hear a loud bang.
And breaking at this hour, did you feel it? One of the strongest earthquakes to shake the area did just that this morning, right on the Alabama-Florida state line in Pollard.
Yeah, the quake even showing up, Lanice, on South Alabama's seismograph. Look at that spike.
And shaking it was. Little did people know the earth was indeed moving under their feet.
We literally thought someone had hit the building.
The quake occurred more than 6 miles beneath the surface.
Surveillance video catches reactions from workers at a convenience store the moment a 3.8 magnitude earthquake hit today near the Alabama-Florida state line.
Surveillance video shows the shelves moving and the bottles shaking. All the action lasted about 3 seconds.
It was crazy. I felt crazy, but it wasn't crazy.
Enough to leave the clerk here shaken too.
You don't feel typically the ground move that strongly here.
Well, most of the people who grew up here say this is not the first time they've felt the earth shake, but this was definitely the strongest.
From Montana to the Mexico border, huge swaths of the western U.S. are burning. Hundreds of thousands of square kilometers have burned in California, Colorado, Arizona, Montana, Oregon, Utah, and Washington.
What we're experiencing this year is simply without precedent.
Amazing to hear you describe it as nature's kerosene in a way. I mean, it's just amazing what we're seeing happening. But
More than 100 major fires have now burned across 11 western states in what is rapidly becoming the worst fire season in American history.
With 3 months still to go until the end of wildfire season, this year has already produced historic destruction.
California's record-breaking heat wave has intensified the destructive wildfires burning across the state.
But the perfect recipe for a fire. This forest hasn't burned in decades. It's bone dry, and it's ready to explode.
Across California, more than 1 million acres burned just this week. In Butte County, a massive inferno is threatening the town of Paradise.
And tonight, the harrowing new images coming in. Look at this. This is a home near Oregon City, Oregon. And keep in mind, this image was captured in the middle of the day. Thousands have been forced from their homes there, entire neighborhoods destroyed tonight. In California, they are setting records.
Los Angeles has reported its highest ever temperature, an astonishing 49.4 degrees Celsius. That's 121 degrees Fahrenheit. I did not know thermometers could count that high.
From
coast smothered in smoke.
Oh my God. This looks
Montana, Oregon, Utah, and Washington.
What we're experiencing this year is simply without precedent.
Amazing to hear you describe it as nature's kerosene in a way. I mean, it's just amazing what we're seeing happening. But
more than 100 major fires have now burned across 11 western states in what is rapidly becoming